I think AEW might hate women. Now, hold on, hang on with me for a second. So, I just watched AEW Revolution on Sunday, like everyone else, and the takeaway should have been how great of a show it was because I think, with the exception of the main event, literally every match on the card was either good or downright great, including this gem, which will probably go down as one of my favorite matches ever. Full stop. And it baffles me how it didn't main event the show. Not only was it a beautiful massacre, but it was an amazing payoff to a very long story that they have been telling so well. I mean, everything about this match screamed main event. But you went with Mox? I mean, this isn't even a hindsight thing. I mean, everyone knew this match was at best going to be underwhelming. No one was excited for it whatsoever. No one cares about the world title right now. I mean, the Death Rider story is so unengaging and so dead, for lack of better words, that putting it in the main event was just a setup for failure. And yet it was still somehow worse than I expected because tack on a fine match. I mean, they're both good performers, and it's not like it was a botch fest, but it wasn't anything special, and it had terrible booking. Shit, I would have had this on Dynamite, if at all. Meanwhile, you have one of your company's greatest stories concluding, and you bump it to the middle of the card? It leaves the sole explanation of sexism. I mean, there's no reason that this shouldn't have been the main event. And I think putting Mox and Cope in the main event, I think it sends a message to everyone in that locker room that if you're a woman in AEW, there's a ceiling of where you can get. You will not main event a pay-per-view as a woman in AEW. I mean, say what you will about WWE, but I'll tell you one thing. Women have main evented WrestleMania. They've main evented pay-per-views. It happens quite regularly. So when you're falling short of them, you really got to look yourself in the mirror at that point. Tony, get your shit together. Put a bigger spotlight on your women's division. And for the love of God, get the belt off Mox. You have the greatest professional wrestler to ever live on your roster challenging for the belt in a couple of weeks. Put the belt on him. Do not be a dumbass. Do not wait for Darby. Put the belt on him now. Because I don't know if I can fucking take it anymore.